Ideas are easy, execution is hard.
That's
And
right. Let's start by giving us a brief introduction about yourself, your entrepreneur journey. You said you have like 40 years of experience, right? So please take us through it.
sure, great. Well, first of all, I grew up in the UK,
Mm-hmm.
and at a very young age of 14, I started work.
Okay.
And so at that time, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to work in hospitality. I wanted to be a manager of a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did everything I could possibly do from that age onwards to make that journey happen.
Mm-hmm.
So by the age of 26, I was privileged to be appointed as a director of the number one hotel in the world.
It's great.
So it was something really amazing. It was a
Mm-hmm.
journey like no other. And so at that time, I just felt like I can do anything in this life.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I went on to, that was in Thailand, and then I went on to live in Japan.
Okay.
And then from Japan, I went on to live in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
And when I reached the Middle East, um, I started to feel like I wanted to run my own company instead
Mm-hmm.
of working for somebody. So I started up a company. I had no idea what I was doing. It was 1998.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else seemed to really know what was going on in this startup space. It was very
Mm-hmm.
new. It wasn't the big trend. There weren't many startups.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I went for it, and I failed totally.
Okay.
So I went back and got a job with another company in hospitality again
Mm-hmm.
and tried all over again and worked. And it was 2010 when I decided that I wanted to really strike out, go all in, and I started a company in Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't work.
Okay.
So then I said, oh my gosh, I've invested all my money in this company. What do
Mm-hmm.
I do now? So I
Mm-hmm.
had to really go back to the drawing board. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to start a company again. So in
That's the spirit.
2010, yeah, 2010 November, I said, okay, let's strike out. I don't want to work for anybody anymore. I want to work for myself. And I
Mm-hmm.
started a company called Ideas Factory.
Okay.
And really, the reason it was called Ideas Factory was because I just felt like I had so many ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole time I was generating these ideas, and I thought that ideas were valuable. And this was why it was called Ideas Factory, because I
Mm-hmm.
thought that an idea was important.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me, maybe 7 or 8 years to understand that ideas are just total rubbish.
Execution
You can
matters.
sit, yeah, exactly. I mean, you and I could sit here now,
Mm-hmm.
brainstorm for like
Mm-hmm.
20 minutes, come up with
Mm-hmm.
10 brilliant ideas. Every
Mm-hmm.
one of them will make $1 million, but none of them will do anything.
Exactly.
So, 1 year into this Ideas Factory,
Mm-hmm.
I decided to run an entrepreneur TV show.
Okay.
So I approached the TV station, pitched the idea, they loved it, and we went ahead and we did the first season of an investment program, which was brilliant. We had all these young kids coming in with
Mm-hmm.
their ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and it was called the Ideas Prize.
Okay.
And we incubated, I think it was 8 businesses that year.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. So second year we went full on. We went like crazy. We said, okay, let's do this thing. We did an 8-part season TV show,
Mm-hmm.
and we incubated all these ideas. And so by this time, I'd started like 20 companies, but the
Okay.
first bunch,
Mm-hmm.
all of them crashed. All of them crashed, and mostly because ideas are easy, execution is hard.
That's
And
very
then I had this idea, oh, why don't I? And I had this brilliant idea for a customer happiness software.
true. Mm-hmm.
So I created this whole idea, and then I made a partnership with someone for that. Unfortunately, I didn't know much about partnerships, and I didn't know much about software, and I didn't know about owning intellectual
Mm-hmm.
property.
Mm-hmm.
And I made lots of mistakes. I put every penny in, I skipped meals. I postponed payments
Mhm.
just to make it to get the idea off the ground.
Okay.
And, we had a few customers, but then, the reality of being an entrepreneur is you're going to miss a few meals.
Yeah,
It's going to get
I get
really,
that. Right now, what you just said about having zero idea what to do, how to handle a partnership. No, I'm going through it right now. I'm trying from three
right.
years to bring my product from the ground, just to develop
Okay.
it. I'm going through so much, but the rest of the things I'm doing is maybe there's my experience is nothing compared to yours. So when I talk to people like you, it inspires me. The story you said that I have 40 years of experience. I've started and lost so many companies. When I imagine myself, let's say 20 years, 25 years, 30 years from now, what you're doing, that will inspire me. Yeah, Mark has done it. Why can't I? A lot of people quit in the process, right? So that's the
Right.
inspiration. That's the agenda behind this podcast.